Hi, all. Welcome to Pump Up the Jam, where we delve into the wild lives of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and all things American Riviera Orchard. I'm Kinsey Schofield.
Hey, royal fans! As Prince William moves closer to the throne, all eyes are on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Could they, in a major way? Let's dive into the royal drama. Remember when Harry and Meghan's departure from royal duties sent shockwaves around the world?
And I'm Cristo here in London. You are, of course, is it sunny in Los Angeles?
It's so hot. I've been miserable the last few days.
Rain. We have rain. So I don't know what is great about Great Britain at the moment, other than, of course, our royal family, our monarchy, and I'm not trying to destroy them, which is a nice touch, I think. And neither, Kinsey, are you.
That's right. I love them, and I don't know what Harry and Meghan are up to lately. Actually, we do, because we have a pretty jam-packed show today. We're going to talk about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's feud with the Beckhams, which you and I have been glued to forever because Tom Bower revealed some of this information in his first book, Revenge. Harry, jeopardizing his relationship with the monarchy even further, potentially, with a new book. The Pat Tillman Award, which has the petition to stop Harry from receiving this award now at nearly 50,000 signatures. And we're also going to touch base a little bit on Meghan Markle's dad, Thomas Markle, and what he said to New Zealand Woman's Weekly. So a lot of new information to go over this week.
And Rosé.
And Rose, don't forget Rosé all day. Rosé all day.
The Rosé. Now, when we were in London together a couple of weeks ago, I didn't.
Wait, are you jumping the gun on this story, or should this come with the rosé story?
No, I'm just going to say that I'm surprised you're not drinking it now because I have never seen a woman consume rosé in the way that you did. I swear, if my back was turned, you'd have snorted it. So I expect you to be fully qualified in talking about rosé, Kinsey Schofield, when we get to that story. All right, I'm just saying. Just saying.
All right, so let's talk about this new Tom Bower book. Now, Tom Bower, you and I reference him a lot because he is such a great expert on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Spent a significant amount of time researching them for his book, Revenge. And, there were real concerns that Harry and Meghan might sue him throughout the process of Revenge because of some of those really damning revelations in that book. And lo and behold, no lawsuit ever formulated. And now we're talking about his new book, The House of Beckham, Money, Sex, and Power, where Harry and Meghan receive a little bit of a throwback because this was a relationship that could potentially have been.
From the bombshell Oprah interview to their Netflix docuseries, they've made it clear tensions with the royal family are. But now with Prince William on track to become king, the question is, will the rift or drop a comment? Do you think the relationship is beyond repair? And let's not forget Harry's explosive memoir. Royal insiders claim it could be in the works. Could Harry reveal more secrets once William is in power?
Lucrative for the both of them, and it's Meghan that we found out that really jeopardized this relationship going forward. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, because Meghan allegedly told Prince Harry. So you're quite right. They were sort of hanging around together a bit back in 2018, and Prince Harry and David Beckham. Well, in fact, David Beckham with both of the royal princes, Harry and William, had a good relationship with them both. Now, back at the 2018 Invictus Games, Meghan Markle told Prince Harry to avoid being photographed with David Beckham. This is apparently what was decided. It's been written in the book, so as you rightly say, I'm sure there will be some lawsuits if this is not true, just like with Revenge. That didn't happen. But David Beckham had turned up to the Invictus Games to show support to Prince Harry, and apparently Meghan Markle had already told Prince Harry beforehand, do not be seen with David Beckham. Now, the reason for this is that apparently Meghan didn't want any competition in the media from David Beckham, but also she thought that Victoria Beckham had previously sold stories on her and Prince Harry, therefore meaning that she no longer had trust for Victoria Beckham. Because I can just imagine Victoria Beckham sat at home going, Meghan Markle is so important in my life, it's so important that I'm associated with her, that I'm going to ring up a lowly reporter at a tabloid newspaper and I'm going to make sure that they know all the details. Because, Victoria Beckham isn't really famous in her own right, is
No.
she?
No, exactly. Not a former Spice Girl with a multi-million-dollar clothing line, with a multi-million-dollar now beauty line. But the conversation between Victoria and Meghan was allegedly about beauty advice. And here's what Tom Bauer said specifically: sensitive to the media's probing into her unusual past, Meghan was outraged by the report. This was the latest of a series of nasty revelations by London's newspapers. The author claimed Harry was once ordered again.
What could possibly be left to say? Some experts believe Meghan isn't just stepping away from the royal family, she's stepping towards something. Could we see her making a political run in the US? If that happens, would she use her royal experience, the monarchy? And would Harry support her from the sidelines or take centre stage himself?
To complain to David Beckham about Victoria Beckham. So Meghan's literally telling Harry, I want you to go to David Beckham and say this about his wife, Victoria Beckham, instead of being confrontational on her own. But also, it's just, like you said, it's absolutely ludicrous that Meghan thinks that Victoria Beckham doesn't have 30,000 other things going on, that she would want to do this. And then Tom Bauer also said in his book that Meghan is not only envious when it comes to David Beckham and Victoria Beckham's star power, how really it is, when it comes to fame in the UK, the most popular celebrity couple, is probably the Prince and Princess of Wales. Under that is probably David and Victoria Beckham. But she's also legitimately envious of their bank account. I mean, apparently she's very envious of their wealth, which seems silly. But if you look at how much Harry and Meghan have to hustle, podcasts here, rosé there. If you look at Harry, all of his little job descriptions, I mean, they do have to hustle to maintain that Montecito mansion.
Oh yeah, they pale into its significance. I mean, Victoria Beckham turned down a Spice Girls reunion tour. They went ahead without her because she didn't need the money, she didn't need the publicity. So the idea that she would be trying to cling on to Meghan Markle's coattails in order to make herself more famous or more relevant is absolutely ludicrous. And let's not also forget yet another example of the dog biscuit Duchess and her ruthlessness. Their friendship came about between Meghan and Victoria because Victoria actually reached out to Meghan Markle when she moved to the UK to say to her, allegedly, look, here are some great spots to go for your hair. Here are some great spots to go for beauty because that will keep you under the radar if you want to stay out of the limelight. Here are some great places to go to get your fashions, helping her basically give her a little black book as to the guide to the most exclusive and most private places in London in order to be able to live her life. And
which actually was bad advice, because in the end it was a receptionist that sold the story that Victoria was blamed for. So off the radar is not necessarily where they were. So really new, interesting revelations in Tom Bauer's new book about Harry and Meghan.
And also, sorry to jump in, but it just goes to show how little Victoria knew Meghan, because Meghan would not want to be going to the places where there wasn't publicity. She wouldn't want to be going to the places where she wouldn't be photographed. She would. I'm not surprised. I went down to my local Marks and Spencers the other day, and I'm sure I saw her outside there, hoping to be tapped. She wants to be seen by everyone. So therefore, probably slightly misjudged by Victoria Beckham. But yet another example of how Meghan treats her friends.
If you think Meghan has her sights set on politics, drop an emoji in the comments. The royal family has been mostly silent in response to Harry and Meghan's claims. But that could change. Rumours suggest Prince William has already taken a firm stance against Harry's return to the fold. Some insiders say he sees himself as the family's disciplinarian.
Well, talk to me about Jenny Bond's comments about Prince Harry potentially releasing a new book and how that could get underneath the skin of the royal family.
Well, as you know, of course, you were talking about the hustling, whether it be dog biscuits, whether it be rosé, whether it be a podcast that failed, whether it be being the CEO of an eco travel firm whilst taking private jets. They will literally do anything for money. And Spare, of course, one of Harry's most successful ventures. I mean, from a monetary point of view, from a worldwide publicity point of view, whether it be good or bad publicity is another matter. You can't not call Spare, I think, a success. Obviously, it severed ties with his family forever and made us all realise that all he does is whinge, but a success nonetheless. Well, obviously, there has been a lot of talk about a sequel to Spare, perhaps Spare Part, Spare Tire. I mean, I don't know what we would call it. What would we call it? Spare Us, please. Another one. That's what I'd call it. Well, apparently, Jenny Bond, very, very respected royal expert here. She was the royal correspondent for the BBC for many years. She's still drafted in to talk about big royal issues. She has said that she believes that he does not want to write another book, not because of the lack of monetary value, but because it would absolutely be the final nail in the coffin between him and his family. There would be no going back from this. This would be it. I can't imagine Harry would want to write a follow-up to Spare, she said. He's indicated he wants to move on. He said his piece, vented his anger, faced the consequences. I don't believe for a moment he will revisit his grievances for a second book. She said he might write a book about Invictus, might write a book about something else, but not about the grievances with his family. So, do we believe that, or if there was a check big enough, would he dredge it back all up again? And secondly, is it out of any kind of morality that he wouldn't write another book, or is it because without that thread of a royal connection, and it is hanging by a thread, he would never be invited to anything else again?
If Harry and Meghan lash out when William becomes king, could the palace finally take legal or public action against them? With King Charles's health concerns and Prince William's growing role, one thing is certain, the monarchy is at a... Will Harry and Meghan their new reality, or will they make their biggest move yet? One thing's for sure, you don't want to miss what happens next. So, and turn on notifications. Comment below. See you in the comments. No.